This guy's money is at stake. My money is not at stake.
250K.
Gavin's money is at stake.
In fairness to our investors' money. So we're excited though. We feel confident the companies that are pitching are going to be worth investing in.
The format is 4-minute pitch followed by 2-minute Q&A. And we want to go ahead and invite out our first terrified pitching company. Want to make sure we give them a really big round of applause. Laila Technologies.
Good afternoon, and thank you for having us. Trying to conceive can be emotionally challenging. Complications with fertility are common and affect 12% of US couples. Our company was founded because of our personal struggles with fertility and those faced by many of our loved ones. I am Joni Aoki, the CEO and co-founder of Laila. We are here to simplify fertility monitoring and bring joy back to starting families. Knowing when to have intercourse for pregnancy can be complicated, and 73% of women do not know their 6-day fertile window. This confusion is only made worse because of the 3 commonly used methods to track fertility. The first 2, monitoring temperature and changes in hormones, are labor-intensive and fail to provide couples with enough time to plan intercourse. The third method requires women to stretch their cervical fluid between their fingers to determine whether or not they are fertile. It shouldn't be as hard as it currently is. We have simplified fertility monitoring by creating an intravaginal ring that monitors cervical fluid and temperature. Research has shown that monitoring these 2 biomarkers together is an effective method and can help couples achieve pregnancy faster. Fertility data collected from our ring is automatically transferred through Bluetooth to our mobile app and provides couples up to 5 days advance notice of ovulation. Our fertility app offers a personalized experience and contains useful health and wellness information. The ring will be sold direct to consumer and is replaced after each cycle. Women can buy 1 ring at a time or purchase a bundle of 3 for a discount. The app will be free to download, and premium and ad-free content will be available to women who purchase the ring or those who pay for a subscription. With consumer consent, anonymous data may be shared for research purposes. And while our initial focus is fertility, there are opportunities to add additional sensors and applications onto our platform to manage other women's health concerns, such as pregnancy, menopause, and contraception. Newer ovulation tracking devices are improvements from thermometers and urine test strips. However, only together are they able to accomplish what Laila does. Our unique algorithm and hands-free design allows women to have their fertile window conveniently predicted for them, removing the stress and guesswork that trying to conceive can cause. With Laila, women can be empowered with knowledge about their bodies and optimize their entire fertile window. We have developed the MVP of our app and a working prototype of the ring. Customer discovery interviews and a market viability assessment has demonstrated there is interest in our product and a need in the market. We are beginning to raise $2 million to refine and enhance our prototype. The $250,000 price today allows us to continue making these enhancements without a delay in our timeline. We plan to launch our app at the beginning of next year, which will support the release of our device in the summer. Our team complements one another with diverse experiences in technology, finance, and health. We are working with experts in the field who share our passion for improving women's health technology. With your support, we can successfully take Laila to market and help women and couples on their journey to becoming parents. Thank you so much for your time today.
Really impressed with both the pitch and the product. Tell us a little bit about your team and why you're the ones to approach this problem.
Sure. So we all come from different backgrounds. I was a CPA before starting this, and shout out for the accountants. And then Gina Ryan is our CTO, and she has an extensive experience with a background in nutrition, which would be very helpful for providing, wellness information to our women through our blogs. She also has a computer information systems background and is a PA. And then Young Hong also is a pharmacy student and just brings like incredible research skills to our team and has helped us really create our product here.
Yeah, great presentation, great product. I'm curious, I know it's always difficult when you're building a physical product and an app. What sort of challenges have you run into as you're developing this, and how do you mitigate the risks as you move closer towards launching a physical product and an app?
Sure. So we have encountered some issues just like with timelines and things getting stuck in customs for a couple of weeks, but we've built in those gaps in time, into our timeline just in case something happens. And then we have also been working with really trusted advisors and vetting them and experienced engineers as well. So we have found the right team to help us and support us in the development that we know who can take us further.
So you mentioned that the device can be sold as a single or in a 3-pack. So is this something you use once a month then?
That's correct. Yes, it's a disposable.
So in your research, how do you, the average value of the customer throughout the lifetime, they'll become pregnant and then will they continue to be able to pay for your services through the app? Is that the idea?
Yeah, so we plan to retain our users through the app, making sure that they're...
Oh, time's up. That was to wake the audience up too, in case, and to scare the panelists. If you want to go ahead and handle it. Thanks. Give her a big applause.
Overall, I loved it. It was great to pitch to this wide of an audience and to see their reaction to the product.
We want to go ahead now and welcome on stage our second startup, Blurp.
Hi guys, my name is Aaron Shu, and I'm one of the co-founders of Blurp. It was just 3 years ago when I was studying computer science at the U. I just released an app. It was based on Shia LaBeouf's Just Do It motivational video. And in about a week, it got 50,000 downloads. And what we saw was that it wasn't just Shia LaBeouf, it was also Taylor Swift and Donald Trump. And these air horn sounds were getting millions of downloads. And I was just so confused until I showed my friends these apps, and we saw how much fun we were having expressing ourselves through this content, where we started to see that similar to the GIF market 8 years ago, there was no easy way to share and find short audio clips. And that if we could take all this content and aggregate it into a single experience, we could create a platform that provided people a voice through sound. And that's where I decided to use my computer science degree, and I met Evan at the U, who's an amazing product designer. He even designed that quirky logo you see up in the corner. Combined with Derek Amori from Orem, with his marketing consumer experience, we decided to make this platform. Today, Blurp is a search engine of over 500,000 sound bites. You can come onto the platform to find new sounds, as well as create your own if you can't find what you want. From there, we are integrated into the top platforms like iMessage, Slack, Text, so that you can really share the audio clips with the people you care about. Now, I want to show you a video about how it works on one of our most popular integrations. Let's show the video.
That's not going to work.
For those of you who don't know, Twitch is a live streaming platform that creators can come on the platform to create content as well as interact with an audience in real time. We have Twitch streamers using our platform right now to splice in sounds as well as create moments with the millions of people that are watching their channel today. And here are some examples of Twitch streamers using our app today. The market that we are using is really exciting. The live streaming space has been capturing a huge amount of ground as traditional television has been losing ground. Big players like Microsoft, Facebook, and Google are all pouring billions of dollars in this space. As we figure out how to fully monetize and grow within the space, we will tap into the voice market and the messaging market as well. The age of voice is here. There has been so many more speakers sold this year than ever before. In 2018, we were just a website with a couple thousand sounds and users. Today, we are integrated in over 6 platforms. We have 500,000 sound bites, and we have 130,000 people sharing blurps per month. We're excited for a future as we integrate into newer platforms such as Microsoft Mixer, Facebook Gaming, and YouTube Live. People share images because they can give a little bit more meaning than text. But what about sound? Sound enables us to add tone, add rhythm into our voice so that we can truly connect with the people around us. And that's why, with Blurp, I hope that it can help you in finding your voice. Thank you.
Thank you for that presentation. So you described Blurp as a search engine. So my question is, how much of the usage is sound clips that are out there already, and how much is sort of the user-generated content, and which direction are you seeing it evolve to?
Yeah, what we noticed is 50,000 of the clips are created by users today, and we're getting about a couple thousand created per month at this point. What we've seen is a lot of the traffic is driven by content that is created by other people, but they stay to create their own, as in their recordings and stuff like that.
Well done. Very exciting.
Thanks.
Come a long way, guys. Really exciting traction. Nice pitch. Maybe talk to us more about, I think you're onto kind of an interesting insight here, right? The sound has kind of been missing from the equation. Tell us more about the business model, the revenue model, how you see that evolving.
Absolutely. So right now we're really focused on live streaming. We've gotten over 50,000 organic downloads from our Twitch extension. And part of those creators are using it to create a two-way interaction with their viewers. So it's something that's really unique that we see being able to go forward with Microsoft Mixer, Facebook Live, and Instagram as well.
And then how do you monetize with the live streaming? Yeah.
So with live streaming specifically, people are paying money to donate these sound bites on stream. So it allows them a way to be able to interact and make this experience memorable. But we're able to essentially take 25% of all of those donations.
Very cool. Anybody else? Looks like that's it. Nice job, guys.
Thank you, guys.
I think we gave it our best, and we had a lot of fun doing it. And yeah, it was good to get that message out, what we're trying to do with providing people a voice and building this thing that we really believe in.
Next, we have Hallo. Welcome on stage.
Hello! My name is Jun. Ben, we're the co-founders of Hallo, the live streaming community for language learning. At the click of a button, you start having a conversation with a native speaker or a language partner in real time via video chat. As an immigrant, I understand the challenges of learning a new language. The biggest one being not having opportunities to speak. English learners in different countries spend most of their time in their textbooks and not actually speaking. But the best way to learn a new language is by actually speaking, practicing, and immersing yourself in the culture every single day. And that's why we created Hallo. On our platform, users can watch live videos from native speakers 24/7. You can click on a button, get connected with somebody, and start practicing in real time via video chat. At Hallo, we're all about practicality, which is speaking and interacting with real people. We're building a vibrant community where you can actually practice and use what you learn to become more fluent. Let me show you how easy it is to use our app. I'm going to open it up. Hallo app right here. There's multiple live videos going on. I'm just going to join Haley right here. I'm going to send the request to join. I'm going to donate a little bit so that she knows I'm here. And then if she sees my comment, she's going to bring me on. So the reason why live streaming is so awesome is because it's more engaging, more fun, and also it's a lot of effectiveness. So you can actually interact with the native speaker in real time. Hey, Haley, how's it going?
Hello, everyone.
Awesome. Just wanted to hop on and say hi. What's up? All right, I actually have to go, but we'll talk sometime soon. Thank you. Talk soon. Bye-bye. Awesome. We launched our product last year. We have over 400,000 students, finding 10,000 new students every week. We literally grew from 0 to 1 million followers on Facebook. And the best part is we have spent $0 on advertising. And it's all thanks to my partner, Ben.
Thanks, June. The global language market, there's incredible opportunities to be had. The English market alone is projected to double in size to 22 billion by the year 2024. In just a few years, picture this, there's going to be 2 billion people actively learning English. The best part of all of this is that this opportunity doesn't apply to just English. In the Hallo community, there's 2 different kinds of people. There are English streamers, which are teachers, and there's English learners. English learners can support their favorite teacher when they do something wild or fun, or teach a good lesson by giving them a tip. They can also subscribe to their channel and get premium member-only content in a bit more intimate community with the teacher. They can even practice and show off their speaking skills, overcome their fear of speaking by joining the live video, as you see in the middle screen. Just 2 weeks ago, Jude and I were in Las Vegas, and we were streaming down the strip. You know, people thought we were famous because we had our cameras out, right? But, you know, Jude made $26. And so if we can make $26, how much money can you guys make? And so we're here to show you that there's so many opportunities to be had. What makes Hallo truly unique is our emphasis on community. We're building something truly special and giving opportunities to people that otherwise never would have had the option. And we're doing that through the power of live video. We just want to say thank you to everyone who believes in us, to the individual team players at Hallo, to our investors and advisors. We can promise you 2 things. We won't disappoint you, and we will make a difference.
So, first off, congratulations on doing a live demo in this setting.
Yes.
Incredibly difficult, a lot of pressure, so good job there. I'm curious, what is the most important metric as it relates to your success, and how has that metric been trending?
Yeah, so the metrics that we're keeping track of is the amount of time they spend on our app daily. So the cool thing about our app is that the average time our daily active users use our platform is 25 minutes, which is very impressive. So we do have other metrics as well, daily active users, monthly active users, and revenue streams. But how much time they spend on this app is the key metrics for us.
I have a question. How do you make sure the conversations stay clean?
That's a great question. So we have a really awesome community of moderators and people that just want to help promote good content on the app. In the early days, we learned that the hard way on Facebook. It was kind of like a free-for-all, right? And we were worried that we wanted to make a platform that was welcoming and safe for specifically females, because if we knew we can make it safe for them in other parts of the world, they would feel safe, then we can make something special for everyone. And so we have our own little moderation system where people can ban and report things, and we're able to auto-ban people, and in the future with technology, we'll be able to like screen for inappropriate photos and words and so forth.
We also have a feature called gamification, and once you hit a certain level, you will have access to photos and video calls. So unless you put in the time and effort, you're not going to be able to share anything inappropriate within the app, because we want to create a community where people, everyone feels safe and also pleasant in this platform.
You speak about the importance of the community, but yet you haven't had to advertise to grow that community. How have you seen it grown to date?
Yeah. It's been incredible. I think it just points to the problem. It's a big problem we're solving, and people are flocking. And so they want it. They want Hallo.
It was awesome.
Wonderful.
We're so stoked.
We just came here to have a good time and to let people know what we're working on. That's the most important thing.
Next up, we have our 4th pitching company, Saveology.
At Saveology, we empower American households to reach their financial goals and to obtain financial security. We do this by making financial planning available to everyone. We make it more accessible, affordable, and actionable than ever before. Hi, my name is Spencer Barkley. I'm the founder and CEO of Saveology. And in the past 5 financial-related startups that I've done, I've seen the same trend over and over again, which is that millennials need help with their finances. We struggle. I can say that because I'm one of them. 95% of us save less than recommended. 90% of us are underinsured, and 66% of us have $0 saved in retirement. And that is concerning because financial related stress causes problems for our marriages. It causes problems in our life. It lowers our quality of life. And so I wanted to change that. Here's how we decided to change it. Traditional financial planning we have found to be more successful in changing behavior than some of the existing tools that are out there, but it's not accessible. The average financial plan can cost $2,500 and take hours of your time to put together, let alone whether or not you even follow it. And so we decided, well, let's take the positive impact of financial planning and make it more available by making it free. So that's what we do. Free financial plans online in 5 minutes, which effectively means it's infinitely cheaper and 60 times faster. We also believe that it's more effective because you can interact with it the way that you need to. Let me tell you a little bit about how it works. In the time that it takes me to pitch today, you can go set up your own financial plan. It takes 5 minutes. Step 1, you go online to Saveology.com. You answer a 5-minute survey about your personal finances. Step 2, we generate a personalized financial plan for you with a holistic report card and personalized action items so that you know what you need to do next in your financial journey to improve. And then step 3, you improve over time. You take our recommendations and each of the action items we give you. As we complete them, we give you new ones, and you improve. That's how you make your way to financial security. So this is our business model. We chose to be free for one big reason, which is we want it to be accessible to everyone. Free plans to acquire new users, available to the masses, and then on the other side of it, we get paid, because we need to as a company, by connecting each of these users with providers that are in their best interest. Providers that can make it easier for them to complete their action items. So the unit economics that we have right now show $6 to acquire new users, $18 is what we make off those users in the first year. We have great partner traction. Big companies like MassMutual, Policy Genius, and Credit Karma have already partnered with us to make this available. And since we launched in October 24th of last year, we've acquired 3,000 new users, which has helped us really test out the platform. So we've shown that this can work. We have a great team that's helping us with this. So as I mentioned, I'm the founder and CEO. My name's Spencer Barkley. Recently, I had a multi-million-dollar exit selling a small business 401k provider to Health Equity, which is a company here in Draper. I was the Chief Operating Officer of Benefit Guard and the VP of Operations at Health Equity. And then we brought in a marketing guy. His name is Christian. He has tremendous success in scaling startups, having co-founded one of his own. And then Tim Hecht, who is our architect. He is the architect at Henry Schein. We brought him over because of his advanced development skills. And he was an early engineer at Qualtrics and Domo. So this is where we're at. We brought in investment in July of 2019 to make this possible. We proved our unit economics over the next few months after we launched in October. We just hired our marketing lead, and now we're working on our seed round. This seed round will be used to acquire 100,000 new financial plans this year for our users so that we can change the future of American finances. We feel that we're in a great position to do this, and we hope that you'll join us on our journey. Thank you.
I am not a millennial, but I need help with my financial planning. The unit economics are impressive, but how are you going to retain the customers? Once they make the plan and get that initial dopamine hit of feeling like they're doing something good, how are you going to keep them around?
That's an amazing question. So we started really early. We wanted to get this off the ground. So what you see is free financial plans in 5 minutes. What we're moving to as we add new modules is free financial planning. So we introduce new pieces every week so that you can come back, answer more questions about your finances, and get new, better tips, small tasks and challenges, which keeps you engaged. Now, we recognize that this isn't going to be the level of engagement that you have with your budget, but we only need to bring you back a few times a year to still make it successful for both of us.
Saving can be seen as a very exciting thing for some and a painful thing for others. How do you overcome that difference in demographic and motive in the people whom you're targeting?
It's a great question. What we found in our early market research, we surveyed more than 1,000 people, and we found two things. They wanted to be told how to get started and how to prioritize, and from there, it's very customized. And so we wanted to make it available so some people relate to the report card that we give them, and they can identify their own things to do. Others want to be told exactly what to do. They take our action items that are big, they set them as goals, and then the last group of people, they take it more along the lines of, this is exactly what I do. I need to follow this blueprint. I need to work with this provider. So we try to let them do it on their own terms and make it available for them so that it works for all 73 million millennials, not just a handful.
Great job. I've used your app, and it's very impressive. Just following up on the question of persistence, some of the actions are, are kind of light right now. How do you get to deeper follow-up and deeper ways for people to engage and push forward on their financial planning?
Yep, so you've seen phase 1. That's what we launched in October. We have a lot more coming for you this year.
Awesome, thank you.
The competition itself isn't do or die for us, but it helps us get our name out there a little bit more, helps us connect with some of the investors that we're working with in this seed round now.
Next we have sign glasses.
Oh wait, you guys don't know sign language. Well, this is the same language barrier that deaf people experience every day. The Americans with Disabilities Act was designed to remove these barriers by requiring organizations to provide interpreting services. Unfortunately, however, they struggle to provide these services. They struggle to identify interpreters. They struggle to pay the high fees associated with these interpreters. They struggle to know if the interpreters they hire do a good job, and they're frustrated by the amount of time it takes to get through the process. So the result is that many deaf people go without services. And if they get services, for example, in a classroom, they'll be watching the interpreter and missing what's happening in the classroom next to them. They struggle to take their own notes, and they struggle to connect with their colleagues and their fellow students. All of which is a huge, huge problem. So how is Sign Glasses solving this problem? Wrong one. Sign Glasses can deliver interpreting services from anywhere in the world to a pair of smart glasses. And when you pair our patented smart glass technology with our proprietary online management and booking system, organizations can now get qualified interpreters with the click of a button. So we launched in August. We launched in August, and I'd like to tell you a little bit about how that's going. So we're working with brands like Panasonic, the Pro Football Hall of Fame, Universal Studios. We've formed partnerships with Vuzix and with Verizon. We've launched pilots in colleges, universities, and K-12 schools, all of which, by the way, have signed contracts following their pilots. This is only 6 months in. So let's talk about the market opportunity. We estimate, based on the number of deaf and hard of hearing students in the United States today, and based off the rate we're comfortably getting from our customers, that there's a $51 billion opportunity, a total market opportunity, all of which is legally required. So how do we go about raising or generating revenue? We do this by keeping it simple. One flat rate for interpreting services and recording services. By keeping it simple, we have totally thrown out the status quo in our industry. No more do they have to pay 2-hour minimum service fees, pay for travel, pay for mileage. They don't have to be subjected to these large, onerous cancellation policies. And most importantly, we save them on average 20% from what they're currently doing today. So, based off our pilot success, we anticipate doing over $1 million this year and $13.2 million by the end of 2020 or 2022. So the competition. Our competition is largely focused on video relay services and in-person services, which gives us a huge opening to deliver interpreting services through smart glasses, where deaf people can actually see what's happening in the room, take in the interpretation that they need. If they need to see it again, they can watch it again. So by pairing remote services, smart glass technology, and our robust booking system, we're delivering incredible value at a discounted rate. So how are we getting this done? Well, we have hired an all-star team of industry, tech, and sales experts that are connected to the deaf community or are deaf themselves. And that means that we understand our market. We understand how to get business done. My name is Brandon Arthur. We are Sign Glasses, and we are passionate about how the world connects with the deaf community around you. Thank you.
Who exactly do you sell to, and how do you do that?
Well, there's a couple of different things that we do. Obviously, with the big brands, interestingly enough, they have come to us asking for our solution because they recognize the value. We are right now focused on the educational market because that's where there is a lot of low-hanging fruit, and it's legally required. So it's already money that's being spent. We just have to grab some.
incredible brands and companies that you're already working with, what are some of the lessons that you've learned through those engagements that you will take as you move forward?
The biggest thing that we've learned is that the sales cycle is long and that you have to be patient. But that if you consistently demonstrate value and demonstrate how the product will solve their problem, we're getting in.
Really impressed with, it has been said, the vision and the way you've really the team composition and how it reflects the market. That's awesome. Talk to us about if you're to take on venture money, maybe size of opportunity a little bit for us, given the sales cycles. Tell us how big do you think this can be and why?
Well, today there are a number of large companies in the language service spaces that are doing hundreds of millions of dollars. Nobody is focused on the educational space. So what we want to do is take in some money. We're actually looking for about $2 million in revenue. We want to take in some money, and we want to go out and continue to build out our platform. I know it's cliche to say, but we anticipate being the Uber of sign language interpreting. You need an interpreter, click, they're there, whether that's in your glass, on your phone, or another mobile device.
Very cool. Thank you so much.
And we think that we're at the forefront of a giant parade around smart glasses, and we think that the application for smart glasses, in particular with accessibility, is enormous.
Next, we have our sixth one, Axon Optics. Welcome to the stage.
I'm Ben Rollins with Axon Optics, and we are developing eyewear for people with light sensitivity and migraine disease. This is Catherine. She's had chronic migraine since she was 8, with multiple migraine attacks a week. And recently, she sustained a concussion, which made migraine even more torturous. She could barely sit in front of a computer for 5 minutes without feeling pain. Now, her story is not uncommon. 12% of Americans have experienced migraine. They spend $2 billion each year on drugs. And what's interesting, 90% are hypersensitive to light. They want to find a dark room. Well, my partners, Dr. Katz and Blair at the University of Utah, study why light causes pain, especially for those with migraine. Dr. Katz sees dozens of migraine patients each day or each week. And what they've found is that it's not all the light that causes the pain, it's just a small wavelength of light. And they developed a tinted lens that actually blocks that wavelength. They tested with their patients, got good results. And I met them, and I'm an MBA and a marketing e-commerce entrepreneur. I said, why don't we sell this online? So that's what we do. For $150, you can buy these online, and for $300 to $500, you can add your prescription. And the results have been pretty fantastic. Catherine, who I told you about, she says, OMG, thank you, I have tears of joy. Another customer, Steve, says, I've been suffering with migraine symptoms about 3 days a week. Since wearing these, I'm not feeling it anymore. And Janine writes and says, seriously, I went from a minimum of 3 migraines a week to 3 a month. The customers are loving this. We have over 900 reviews, with many saying that this is life-changing. 87% of our customers receive a reduction in the impact of their headache. Now, this has allowed us to grow to $60,000 to $80,000 a month. And we've done this organically. We have never taken on debt or any equity investment. Last year, we had 70% gross margins. So our team, we're ready to launch, but how do we scale from 1 million to 100 million? One, we sell to optical shops. We get a handful of doctors reach out to us each week wanting to carry our products, but we don't have a lens that they can grind into a prescription until now. Next month, we have 1,000 lenses coming that can be used in these 40,000 optical shops across the country. So we need to hire a sales team. And second, we are launching and developing a next generation lens. This lens blocks more of the bad light, it's nearly clear, and it's patented. We have an issued patent. We've done an initial study on this, went to the FDA, they've given us a blessing, and we're planning another study this year to get clearance so that neurologists and ophthalmologists across the country can give their migraine patients another tool to use. So how big can this get? Imagine 5 to 10% of every pair of frames being sold with our lenses. Our product is simple, it's safe, it's effective, and we're ready to scale. Thank you.
First off, congratulations. Excellent presentation, amazing traction. Can you talk to me a little bit about the next-gen lens? You said later this year you're going to get the final approval, and when that launches, how much more of the market does that open up?
So, good question. Here it is. I put it on, but I'm going to hand it to you. And what makes this interesting is we want to get to a point, we need FDA clearance so we can say, we treat migraine, and doctors can prescribe it. And that's when it really blows up, right? Every doctor, every ophthalmologist, every optical shop can now prescribe our lens. Up until now, we have to be careful about what we say because we don't have clearance with our current version, which is this one.
Really exciting business here and great vision. Follow-up question is, so you're blocking a certain spectra of light. Talk to us about your intellectual property. Do you have anything around that or around some kind of utility patent? What do you have to protect the big, this is a very consolidated industry, these big guys from coming after you?
Right, so our patent, it's actually from the University of Utah. We licensed it from them, and it was in prosecution for about 6 years, and it finally issued this past summer. And so we are able to say, we are the only ones who can block this wavelength of light for the treatment of migraine and light sensitivity.
Very nice. And how do you have such high gross margins as it is? Are you licensing the technology right now?
Well, glasses have high gross margins in general. And so that's why it's an interesting industry. Eyewear costs anywhere from $10 to $15 for a really nice pair of glasses. The cheap stuff at Maverick is $2 to $3. So, those $400 glasses you buy, those are only costing you $15.
Great job. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hey, that was fun. It's good to be up there in front of a lot of people, share our story, get it out there. Excited to hear some feedback from it.
We are moving on now to eDraw.
Hello, I'm Mike with eDraw, and we are changing construction finance. Before eDraw, I owned a construction company, and I would hire specialized subcontractors to do the work. It was really important to maintain my relationship with those contractors and keep them motivated on the job. To do that, I needed to pay them quickly, but there was no easy way to get the money from the lender through the borrower to me so I could pay my subcontractors. To solve the problem, in fact, we had, I just got off track, shoot. There was no easy way. There was no easy way to pay our subcontractors. I had to go through a manual process, signing papers, printing, scanning, even attaching legal documents and tax documents. I'd email back and forth with my borrower and my lender. It was extremely slow and painful, and it put my business at risk. I wanted to see if it was just me or the whole industry. So I talked to contractors across the country and found that they had similar problems. In fact, 36.8% of contractors go out of business in their first year. After that, 23.6%, which is actually the highest in the nation of any industry. And the main reason is because of slow payments on low profit margins. I wanted to understand, so I understood the builder side, now I wanted to understand the lender side. Lenders have an equally difficult process with large, expensive teams processing data with the added burden of financial risk. In fact, $1 trillion is lost each year to construction fraud, and half of the construction fraud in the United States is due to construction payments. It's no wonder it takes 43 days for an average invoice to get paid. Seeing the problem, we decided to create a solution. Our solution is a software that protects the lenders while serving the contractors. It's fast with a single-piece workflow, simple with digital requests and click-button approvals, and safe with risk analytics and data validation. The product is equally simple. Builders can request payment at any time. The eDraw validates the request so the payment can get made. Construction is often overlooked and it's easily underserved. But it affects a lot of people. In fact, $10 trillion is spent each year globally on construction, $1.3 trillion in the United States, and our initial target market is US bank and credit unions, which is $400 billion each year. Our business model, because we're serving in multiple ways, we have multiple streams of revenue. We're currently monetizing our subscription SaaS model, which is valued at $2.3 billion, and soon we'll release payments, which is worth $4 billion in potential ARR. Our traction has been great. In May, we had 119,000 of ARR, which we tripled in 7 months to December of last year. We've raised $1.4 million to date, and we currently have $420 million of construction lending going through eDraw. We've also gone head-to-head with our main competitor and took a contract from one of their lenders, the main point being that we work with the builder and the lender. Our team is uniquely poised to tackle this challenge with our backgrounds in residential and commercial construction, real estate development, large tech, and even startup experience. As a team, we have a vision to take the Venmo model and apply it to the construction industry. With that vision and execution, we will own the construction payment space. Thank you.
Great job. I love that you're building a solution to a problem that you personally have, and I know many, many others do. My brother is actually a contractor as well. As you grow and scale, what do you predict being your biggest obstacle, and how will you overcome that?
Biggest obstacle right now is hiring. So if there's any developers out here, we're hiring. Also, we really want to be specific, and we're very methodical about finding product market fit. So getting to that payment space, we want to really push on that before we release.
Great job. What makes you feel like you have product market fit right now? What are the signs that you would point to say, you know, we have it now?
Love it. In fact, just yesterday, we got a call from a builder who is actually using our software as a financial tool to manage his projects. That's not our intention. We're not monetizing that yet. However, to see people get value that are not our target market, which is obviously the bank and credit union, is exhilarating. And we feel good about our bank's experience as well. They're extremely happy using our product.
You talked about ripping out a competitor. How long is the timeline to unseat those entrenched players? Yeah.
Great question. In fact, we like the stickiness of our product. Working with lenders, the sale can tend to be a little bit long, and so the stickiness of our product actually will help us. The duration of pulling them out, we had kind of a land and expand model, so we're monetizing 2 areas of our subscription. So we got them on our first one that the other competitor did not have, and once they saw the value, it was pretty easy to transition. Thank you.
Thank you.
Great experience. You know, we really want to share the gospel, if you will, of eDraw. We're passionate about our product, and we know it'll solve a lot of problems and change people's lives.
Next, we have Seek. Welcome on stage, Seek.
Hi, I'm Thane Brimhall from Seek. I'm the CTO. Let's play the video. Seek is a customer experience company that allows consumers to view a product in their home before they buy it online. Seek is loved by the people who use it because it gives them the confidence that what they're buying is going to look great in their space. This is revolutionary for a lot of industries, including furniture, appliances, and even apparel. Because really people are when they buy things online, they really need to feel that sense of ownership and the tactile experience of seeing that product like they do in retail. So when we created Seek, we had a theory that if a consumer sees a product in their house, they will be more likely to buy it. Like I said, it gives people a sense of ownership when they see that in their house. It increases the buyer confidence, and it improves the engagement with the brand. So we tested our theory. Overstock.com was one of our earliest customers. When we engaged with them, we processed somewhere around 20,000 3D models that they had in their library, and converted them to 3D model formats that would be appropriate for use in augmented reality. And we saw something truly amazing, that there was a very, very extreme conversion lift, 150% for products that were viewed in AR, and possibly more importantly, 25% fewer product returns after the purchase had been made. Since this is such a powerful lift in conversion and returns, why hasn't this solution been available for a long time? There are really 3 indicators that align together that show us that augmented reality is ready now. First, online commerce is growing much faster than physical retail. That makes it increasingly important for people to have a way to visualize that product in their space. Second, product returns are at an all-time high. My stats over there show that $400 billion of products purchased online are returned each year. This is a $100 billion problem or more. And depending on the industry, that represents between 20 and 40% of all purchases. Also, mobile devices are now ubiquitous. Whereas before you had to wear these kind of clunky, expensive VR goggles to get this experience, now you really only have to use that device you've already got in your pocket, a mobile phone. Our customers agree that AR is ready for prime time. You might recognize a couple of these brands, and we have dozens more. One of the things that really differentiates us from our competition are compatibility, scalability, and market share. In particular, compatibility is important because we work on all device types and web browsers. No app is required. No matter what, we always make sure it works. This is all possible thanks to our great team who has built more with fewer investment.
I think this is amazing. I hate going to a store to shop. I do all my shopping online, and making returns is the bane of my existence. And I also love how this would encourage bigger purchases, because it's really hard to return a couch once you decide you don't like it. But talk to me about the competitive landscape, and what do you see out there, and how are you building a moat around this amazing thing you've built?
Yeah, AR is kind of a volatile industry right now. Only recently have people figured out how to actually make money in augmented reality, and it's almost all product visualization right now. We were the first one to launch a product there about just over a year ago, so we had the opportunity to take a lot of the market share. But secondly, 3D is really, really hard, and we've built a really robust tool set that allows people to import their models painlessly compared to our competitors. It's really delightful to use our online 3D CMS. So,
seeing vendors like Walmart, an incredible logo in the retail space, what traction have they found with you that you hope to replicate with other vendors?
Walmart in particular,
or any of them? What's a particular use case that you've appreciated from the product side that you'd like to put to scale?
So I love the furniture industry. I think the furniture industry is ready for this. Overstock, like I said, sees huge, huge returns on their investment with this. But I also think that like Lego, one of our clients, that's one of my favorite projects because it really captures the imagination and helps you to learn how the product would play, even though I guess it's better than looking at a box, right?
Where are you in revenue?
So I think 1 million last year. So.
Thank you.
I felt like I was able to, even when I went off script, I felt like I said things that really told who we are.
And next we have One Law. Welcome onto the stage, One Law.
Hi, I'm Jason Velez, the founder of One Law. I think we can all agree that dealing with the legal system is one of the most uncomfortable and stressful things that we can do in life. That stress takes an emotional and physical toll on us. If we back up a couple hundred years, society had a sanitation crisis. There was just too much waste. Well, the wealthy among the society was able to get rid of their waste. They could pay someone to deal with it while the rest of humanity suffered. There was a study done, and they showed that for every 0.25% of the population that improved their sanitation conditions, that the entire population benefited by 1 year of additional life expectancy. I'm here to show you what one law is doing to remove the legal crap from our lives. There's some words that go along with this, but this is a good image. There's a tremendous disconnect. Just like the wealthy of old could have access to good waste removal, the wealthy of today have access to attorneys. But 85% of society does not have access. They don't use a lawyer to their detriment. And that costs them additional fees that allows them to not take advantage of benefits that they could receive. Well, as a result of this, the regulators are changing the rules that govern law. This is the first time ever in the existence of law that these rules have been changed, and it creates a tremendous opportunity. The greatest opportunity in the legal sector is the consumer market. As you can see, the legal industry is about $300 billion annually. The consumer market represents $157 billion of that, and that 85% of society that is not using lawyers, that's worth an estimated $40 billion, making legal this opportunity a $200 billion a year opportunity. There is no market leader. There is an opportunity for someone, and I would say one law, to come in and be the H&R Block for law. What do? What's our solution? Well, we allow lawyers to do what they do best. Lawyers are trained to think in a logical fashion. They think just like a logic tree. If the lawyer asks a question and the answer is yes, they have a follow-up for that question. If the answer is no, they have a follow-up question. One law digitizes, and then we deliver professional services to the smartphone where the consumers are. And this allows us to lower production costs, and it solves the #1 legal complaint, and that's communication. This creates a better business model for law. We have over 1,000 lawyers on our platform. We have 5,000 monthly users. Some of them are new, some of them are returning. We have the ability to aggregate costs, and we are m-commerce focused. The law must fit into the smartphone. This is our actual app home screen. Case studies. We're proud to have teamed up with the Cochran Law Firm to preserve Johnny Cochran's legacy and digitize the wealth of civil justice he's created. For solo and small lawyers, we help improve their lives and we help increase their production. The competitive landscape is as follows. You have traditional legal services. They're expensive and slow. You have the big 4 accounting firms that are putting downward pressure on those law firms. There are low-cost providers, but those low-cost providers can often result in extra time and cost expenditure. The future is tech-driven professional services. One law saves clients and lawyers time and money. Our team, we're founded by lawyers. We have a great technical co-founder and a lead developer. We have experts in user experience and user interface. We have a data scientist to help us with the artificial intelligence that we're building as we add these expert systems and this rule-based logic to our platform. Our advisory board is based of Stanford fellows, big law partners, and one of the founders or one of the primary developers of legal branding. I hope you'll join me on my journey to flush the legal crap out of our lives and change the world. Thank you.
So you mentioned some rule changes in the legal industry, so maybe if you could say a little bit more about that. And then as far as digitizing experience, I wasn't quite sure. You said you have 1,000 lawyers on the platform. So are you connecting lawyers, or are you actually essentially pre-populating some answers that people can answer some questions and get legal advice automatically in an automated fashion?
Okay, so first, the rules, there's a number of rules. The most exciting one is Rule 5.4, which as a Harvard grad, you know that non-lawyers cannot share in profits or ownership of law firms. This is about to change. Utah is leading the charge, and this is going to be the first time ever that outside capital can take advantage of this and run law like a real business. Heretofore, we've had lawyers doing their best to run a business. They're lawyers, they're not businessmen. So that's point one. There's a number of other rules that follow. And what we do is we allow the digitize. So you take a knowledge base, like I know one of our judges deals with immigration. So you could take an immigration query. That could be either a form or it could be a question and answer. But a lot of times people come in and they have a question. The first thing you want to know, where are they located? The second thing you want to know is what does their matter deal with? And then finally a synopsis of their information. Once you gather even that limited information, the expert, the lawyer, can now respond to that and then add their value.
But there is a lawyer at the end. It's not an automated like.
Certain parts are there are document automation that isn't completely automatic, but what I've done is, as a lawyer myself, I've triaged. I always ask the same question. It's about squeezing more time in the delivery.
Are you part of the Utah regulatory sandbox? That's the first question. And then the second question is, are you focusing on any specific areas of law?
Sure. So we are finger on the pulse of the Utah regulatory sandbox. They are publishing the rules. It's anticipated they're publishing the rules February. First companies will be June. I've been following it with the task force for the last year. Secondly, the area that we focus on, personal injury is where the money is. Everybody. Thank you very much.
All right, last but not least, let's not lose energy. It's the last one. Let's give a super big round of applause, warm welcome to Exo Nano.
Hi, everyone. My name is Sam, and I'm here with Exo Nano. I'm really excited to be presenting to you for 2 reasons. I've been stewing back there for 9 other pitches, gearing myself up and then backing down, and it's freezing back there. So it's very nice to be up here with you. So at Exo Nano, we are the creators of a new platform of sensory materials. Our materials can feel. They have nerves. They're smart materials that are flexible and can be used almost anywhere. We can put these materials in insoles. We've been working with the Army to put our smart foam in the insoles to do injury prevention. We can sense the way people walk. We can sense anomalies in their gait and help predict and prevent injury, which is a $200 million problem for our US Army. We can put this material in hospital mattresses. We just received a grant to research this characteristic of our materials. This can help us prevent pressure sores, which is a $10 billion cost to our healthcare system every year. We can help prevent that. Beyond these applications, imagine football helmets that can sense how much impact energy comes through the helmet to the head of our players. We have a concussion problem, and not just in football. Imagine robotic hands that can feel and grasp as delicately as a human hand can. And finally, imagine basketball shoes that can detect subtle gait anomalies, tell you one of your star players isn't at 100% before you send that player in Game 5 of the NBA Finals. We've raised $1.25 million in funding so far. $500,000 of this is non-dilutive government funding and awards, and there's more where that came from. Last year, we doubled revenue from the year before, and we're on track to do that again. In fact, since I made this slide, it looks like we're on track to triple revenue instead of double it. Thanks. We occupy a really unique spot compared to other competitive technologies with a combination of flexibility and durability that they can't match. And on top of that, we're heavily protected with granted patents in 15 countries among 3 different patent families, and more patents come in every week. So as we build this business, we're seeking investment and strategic partnerships to help us continue to grow. We're laying the foundation for a new generation of intelligent products, and we're just getting started. Thanks, everybody.
Sounds like a great technology. Congratulations.
Thank you.
You talked, I think, about working with the Army. You talked about bed sores in hospitals. Is that where you're focusing? Because you talked also about all sorts of other things you could do, and where are you going to focus?
Focus right now is on those 2 areas. We've received funding in both of those areas, DoD and National Science Foundation funding. So that's the focus area right now.
And congrats on all the patents. Can you tell us a little bit about your team?
Yeah. So myself, Sam Wilding, I come from an engineering and business background. Jake Merrill, who is out here, right there, he invented the technology while a student at BYU, studied his PhD, mastering all the ins and outs of this technology. And we have a former football coach helping guide us through the sports area, and then a couple of mentors and advisors helping us grow a business.
Excellent, very exciting. So tell me about manufacturability. Oftentimes material science companies struggle on the scale up because of that. To help us understand where you guys are on that and what problems you're seeing and how you're feeling.
Yeah. So our technology is based on additive technology that gets blended in with traditional manufacturing processes for these materials. So we have manufacturing set up on the East Coast. We just signed up another manufacturer that has US-wide manufacturing. So it's been a little bit of a process to figure it out, but we're finding the partners that can handle it. We learned a lot in the first little while of how to get everything working and get quality assured. But through some very valuable partnerships, we've got it figured out with these partnerships with these other manufacturers.
Very good. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I think it went well. It was really exciting to be up there. Glad I didn't trip and remembered all my slides, remember what I wanted to say, so I feel good about it.
So, and this was obviously a difficult choice for the judges, but we've tallied it up, and the winner is, please come out, Axon Optics. Woo-hoo! Probably fainted back there. Hi.
All right. Congrats.
Congratulations. Stand right in, kind of in the middle here. Kurt, want to come on this side? Great.
Fantastic. Yeah. Take the trophy.
Let Jack give you a cup.
There you go.
Yeah. It's heavy. Congratulations. Excited?
Yes, very excited. Thank you.
You're welcome.
We're excited for this and to keep growing and moving forward.
Wonderful. And you promise everyone in this room that you're going to win the global competition, right? Make
course.
Utah proud?
Blow it away.